Persuasion is clearly a sort of demonstration, since we are almost fully persuaded when we consider a thing to be demonstrated. Think about that for a second. Think about different products, different tasks, and different asks. How much more appealing are those different items based on the demonstration that comes along with that information? Good evening, everyone. My name is Tyler Wood, and the longer professional career that I've had is in the financial industry. However, recently I have transitioned into the HR world as an HR business professional or an HR business partner. As an HR professional, I spend a lot of time educating employees on different things such as policies, procedures, and processes. A lot of times though, it doesn't matter how knowledgeable I may be in something or how well I may present myself verbally, but a lot of employees learn better by being more hands-on with a demonstration. To provide the best demonstration possible and have my employees learn best moving forward, I'm trying to make sure that my demonstration is effective as possible. To do so, I try to make sure I can facilitate a successful demonstration. Today's objective consists of 3 easy topics, with you being able to facilitate a successful demonstration at the end. Encompassed with that, you'll be able to describe a successful demonstration, take away 5 great guidelines of a demonstration, and as an added bonus of my successful demonstration example, you'll be able to make the perfect grilled cheese. Let's get started. What exactly is a demonstration? Why is it important, and what's its purpose? A demonstration is a proof or an example of something. Well, you may think, that's great, but why is it so important? The purpose of a demonstration, though, is it involves showing by reason or proof, explaining or making clear by use of examples or experiments. Put more simply, demonstration means to clearly show. This takes us into the guidelines for a successful demonstration. So the first guideline is simple: to verify all the materials are there. When you do a demonstration, you will be surprised on how many demonstrations actually fail or start off badly because all the materials are not present. So please make sure you always verify that your materials are present and you have plan Bs just in case. The next thing is one of my favorites. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm sure you've heard of KISS, right? No, not the band, but I know there are a few Office fans out there with a giant smile right now. If you recall, Dwight explains to Ryan, as explained to Dwight by Michael, keep it simple, stupid, or KISS. Originally coined though in the US Navy, this principle was originally used for teaching repair techniques to somebody in combat with little to no experience in that field. Your demonstration should be the same, simple but effective at the same time. You don't need glamorous slides, light shows, or flashy words to show the material as effective as possible, but simple. Less is more. Teach what you know. If you're like me, you may shoot for the stars and you may try to teach or go over a topic that you're not very comfortable with, but to show that you have the initiative. But it's okay to teach what you know. It may be taking things that you're really good out of that topic and teaching what you do know and saving all the questions or things that you may not know for later to research on your own or with maybe a colleague or someone from the audience and learn together. Again, keeping it simple. The next thing is to be enthusiastic, confident, and passionate. One of my favorite quotes from We Bought a Zoo is, all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. That will get you through just about anything. Enthusiasm and confidence is something that can make or will make or break a learner's attention from your demonstration. Without a little enthusiasm, confidence, or passion for your topic and demonstration, you might as well count the learner actually not learning anything or being engaged in the demonstration at all. The last thing is make good eye contact. Making good eye contact is also crucial for a demonstration or just conversation in general. It's a good nonverbal communication with somebody. but two have helpful tips for making good eye contact is if you can't look somebody directly in the eye, to look them in their forehead right between the eye, and that will engage as almost as such. The next thing is for a demonstration example. So if you want to come with me and we'll get started. As you can see, the first thing that we're going to do is verify that we have all our materials handy. So for the perfect grilled cheese, we're going to make sure that we have all our materials. So we've got our bread, we've got our butter, we've got our cheese, spatula, plate, and our pan. And you want to make sure that your pan is on medium heat. The first thing that you're going to do is you're actually going to forget that you forgot the knife to cut the butter with. And you're going to start by combining all the ingredients. And take into account that it takes a minute for the pan to heat up. So you gotta make sure the butter is all around so that way you can get the bread fully saturated in that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to combine the ingredients now that the butter is actually fully melted. So you're going to stick your bread in there, make sure it gets saturated in the butter. You're going to put your cheese on there and then top it with the other piece of bread. Now this may take a couple minutes for it to actually start to cook. But as we do that, the cheese in there is going to melt, holding the bread together. We've got our audience watching as we continue to move forward. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you can hear, but the butter is starting to fry in the pan, which means that it's working, that it's hot enough, which is good. Now moving on to the next step. It looks like the cheese is at least melted a little bit, so you want to make sure that the bottom of the pan with the first piece of bread is completely browned, and it's not because I didn't heat the pan beforehand. So we'll wait a couple minutes more. Alright, we're to a point to where the grilled cheese has gotten browned enough to where we can repeat some of the steps. So you want to take the grilled cheese out, and you want to put more butter actually into the pan. There we go. That's what we should have spread the first time. And you want to make sure to do the same thing. Make sure you get the butter all around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip the other side. And make sure to get the grilled cheese completely saturated on that piece of bread with the other part of the butter that I just put in there. And if you see, I missed a spot on there, so I should have known not to call it the perfect grilled cheese, because not everything is really that perfect. But it's a decent grilled cheese. It's good. Alright, so let's check the other side. That looks a little bit better. Actually, a little bit too much better. So now that we've completed all the steps, we're going to finalize, make sure both sides are completely browned as need be. We're going to cut the finished product in half. And it says to taste test, but it's too hot. So we'll wait to taste test it. Now the audience is enjoying the perk of the successful demonstration. And for the perk of a successful demonstration, you get the results of the effective demonstration. Normally it's the learning and the knowledge from the demonstration, but in this case it's the product. So now my audience is going to be able to enjoy the product that we've demonstrated making today. Perfect. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. So, let's review. Again, today's objective was that we were able to successfully define a demonstration, take away 5 great guidelines of a demonstration, and through my example, learn how an effective or facilitation of a demonstration is done. Oops. So, before we wrap things up today, I have a couple of questions for my audience. The first question is, just to reiterate and make sure that we did learn from the demonstration today, what is the first thing you need to do before starting your actual demonstration? Something I should have checked for a couple of those items.
Well, Tyler, you definitely have to make sure you have all your materials there, because otherwise you look like a fool.
That's very true. It's very true. Example, making sure the oven is turned on beforehand. Good. Next thing, what are 3 things you need to do or need to have to grab the learner's attention?
You gotta be enthusiastic, confident, and passionate. And Tyler's confident about making his grilled cheese.
Thank you. Thank you very much. With all that being said, congratulations. You now know how to facilitate a successful demonstration. Whatever line of work you're in, whether it's healthcare, retail, sales, banking, etc., you're fully equipped to be the best you. Thank you for coming out today. With any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.